In the previous class, we have studied about the photosensitization reactions, and also we have studied different examples of photosensitization reactions. We have also studied about the photosynthesis. Today, the next topic we are going to discuss is fluorescence. What is meant by fluorescence? Listen. Fluorescence, there are certain molecules or atoms when exposed to light radiation of shorter wavelength. Okay? What is meant by shorter wavelength? When the wavelength is short, energy is high, frequency is high. So when certain atoms or molecules, when exposed to light of shorter wavelength, they emit light of longer wavelength. Okay? Molecules exposed to a light of short wavelength, they emit light of longer wavelengths. Longer wavelength means low frequency. So there are some substances, they absorb light of high energy and they emit low energy radiation. This process is called fluorescence. This process is called fluorescence. See, fluorescence stops as soon as the incident light is cut off. Okay? When the incident light is continuously falls on the substance, it emits radiation. When the incident fluorescence stops as soon as the incident radiation is cut off. Such a substance is called fluorescence. What is the example for fluorescence? For example, a solution of quinine sulfate. The best example for fluorescence is a solution of example quinine sulfate. Okay? A solution of quinine sulfate on exposure to visible light. On exposure to visible light exhibits blue fluorescence. Why this is happening? Because, listen, when a molecule absorbs energy, high energy radiation, what happens? It goes to the excited state. It goes to the excited state, then it emits excess energy, okay, through several transitions. Usually, the transition occurs from first singlet state to ground singlet state. Okay, S1 to S0. This is also called spin allowed process. This is also called spin allowed process. The the singlet first state will be excited state. When the molecules absorb radiation of high energy, when it comes to the ground state, the excess energy is given out in the form of a light of a longer frequency. This type of substances is called fluorescence. Next we are going to study what is phosphorescence. What is phosphorescence? Here, when a substance absorbs radiation of high frequency and emits light, even after the incident radiation is cut off. That is the difference between phosphorescence and fluorescence. In the case of fluorescence, if the incident radiation is cut off, the light will not be emitted. But in the case of phosphorescence, it absorbs the radiation of high energy. It absorbs the light of high energy and emits back even when the incident radiation is cut off. This process is called phosphorescence. That is, the substance absorbs light of high energy. High energy means high frequency, shorter wavelength. Okay, and emits light even after the incident radiation is cut off. If you stop the incident radiation, even then it will emit light. Okay, such type of substances are called phosphorescence, and the substance which shows this phosphorescence property is called phosphorescent. Okay, what is the example for phosphorescence is example, sulfates of, for example, calcium sulfate, barium sulfate, scandium sulfate. Okay, when these salts exhibit phosphorescence. These are all phosphorescence. Okay, these substances are called examples for phosphorescence. And not only that, the next example is fluorescein in boric acid. Fluorescein in boric acid. Okay, in boric acid shows phosphorescence. It shows phosphorescence, okay, in the blue region. It gives blue color. In the blue region of about 5,700 Angstrom. This is another example for fluorescent substance. Listen, why this is happening? Because as in the case of fluorescence, a molecule absorbs light energy, gets excited, it undergoes several types of transitions. When it comes to the ground state, it gives out that excess energy is in the form of a light. Even if the incident radiation is cut off, the absorbed radiation, the molecule which is absorbed gets excited, that excess energy is given out in the form of light. Okay, and therefore this is also be called as delayed fluorescence. Okay, it is also called the delayed fluorescence. This is a spin forbidden process. Actually, this phosphorescence occurs due to transition from singlet triplet state, that is first triplet state to ground singlet state. Okay, this is phosphorescence P. This is usually occurs, the first triplet state will be the excited state. It gives out the excess energy in the form of a light and comes to the ground state. This is actually the spin forbidden process. This is spin forbidden process. Okay, this is about the phosphorescence. The last topic we are going to study is chemiluminescence. Okay, chemiluminescence. What is chemiluminescence? It is another type of transition, or it is another type of the light emission. See, there are some chemical reaction. There are some chemical reaction occurs. After chemical reaction, due to the chemical reaction, accompanied by emission of visible light at ordinary temperature. Okay, this is the chemical reactions are accompanied by chemical reactions are accompanied by emission of light Okay, emission of light, visible light at ordinary temperatures. It is at ordinary temperatures. It is a reverse of photochemical reaction. In the case of photochemical reaction, due to the light energy absorbed, the reaction occurs. But here, because of the chemical reactions takes place, it gives out or it emits light energy. Okay? Why this is happening? Because the emission of light as a result of chemical reaction. Okay? The emission of light as a result of chemical reaction is called chemiluminescence. Okay? The reaction is a reverse of photochemical reaction, which proceeds by absorption of light. The light emitted by chemiluminescence reaction is also called cold light. It is also called cold light because the light is emitted at ordinary temperature. Okay? So, there are some reactions, for example, the oxidation of examples I am giving you. You might have seen in villages in the night, there will be what is called as a glow of worms. Okay? Why this is happening? The glow of fireflies. Okay? Glow of fireflies. How it occurs? It is due to oxidation of luciferin. Okay, fireflies, due to oxidation of luciferin, a protein. Okay, it is a protein which enzyme called luciferase. Okay, that is why the firefly glows in the light, glows in the night. So therefore, the glow of fireflies, it is a chemiluminescent reaction that luciferin protein, which undergoes oxidation by an enzyme called luciferase. Therefore, the light emitted, that is one of the chemiluminescent reaction. Another example is oxidation of, another example, oxidation of 5-aminophthalate, oxidation of luminol. Okay, oxidation of luminol by hydrogen peroxide. This is another example by hydrogen peroxide in alkaline solution. In alkaline solution, it gives bright green color. This is another example for chemiluminescent reaction. So, in the case of chemiluminescent reaction, what happens? The energy released due to the reaction takes place due to the formation of the products. When the products are formed, that the energy is released in the form of a light. Okay, that is called chemiluminescence. What happens? The excited molecules, when they come to the ground state, they gives out energy. When the products are formed, the molecules get excited, and therefore the excess energy is given out in the form of a light. So this is a reverse of photochemical reaction. In the photochemical reaction, the light is absorbed, therefore the reaction occurs. But here in this case, the light is produced due to the chemical reaction. Okay, this type of reaction is called chemiluminescence reactions. Okay, we have given examples for chemiluminescence reaction, that is the firefly glows by the oxidation of luciferin using the enzyme luciferase, and another example, oxidation of luminol by hydrogen peroxide in alkaline solution, that is luminol, hydrogen peroxide and sodium hydroxide solution is added, it gives bright green color. Okay, it emits green color. These are all the examples for chemiluminescence reactions. So students, these are all very important questions, that is what is fluorescence, what is phosphorescence, and what is chemiluminescence. Okay, the next topic we will study in the next class.